Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me.
That, of course, was the unforgettable Eartha Kitt singing one of my favorite Christmas songs, Santa Baby. And I, of course, met Eartha Kitt, and she goes down on my list as one of the most memorable, wild, crazy characters I ever met. She came to Norfolk in a show called Timbuktu, in which her entrance was preceded by a 5-minute overture, and she was carried to center stage, placed on center stage, and the orchestra stops. The theater's in total silence, and she says simply, "I am here." And, of course, got a standing ovation for doing nothing. Eartha Kitt was a wild woman. Many of us, in the beginning, thought she was from France because her first hit was C'est Bon, and we heard her only speak French for years. I met her backstage on Broadway at a show called Timbuktu, in which she was very quiet, very silent, very scary, a very scary woman if you don't stand up to her. You have to stand up to her, and then she becomes very friendly. So I told her, I said, you know, Miss Kitt, we are practically neighbors. You are from South Carolina, and I am from North Carolina. I happen to know you are not actually from Paris. So we're practically neighbors. So she laughed at this. She went wild laughing. But when she came to Norfolk, she called me, and she said that she wanted to go on the naval base to tour a ship, and could I arrange this? And I said, well, I don't know. I'll call and ask. And, of course, the Navy agreed that Eartha Kitt could tour an aircraft carrier. So we went on board. Now, mind you, we are escorted by a 22-year-old young public relations officer who is very young and is very aware that I'm working for a newspaper and she is a famous star, and so he's looking out for image. As soon as we got on the ship, she looks at him and wanders out of the side of her mouth. Do you train killers here? Well, this got a big silence, and he said, "Well, no, Miss Kitt, no, we don't." He says, "How many have you killed?" And she says, "Well, I'm a public relations officer. I've never actually been in combat." How many? This bomb, there was a bomb there, the munitions on board. How many could this kill if they drop it? Anyway, she was very much on the subject of putting the Navy in the defense, shall we say. Eartha Kitt was like that. She made trouble even in the White House. All of us remember, many of us remember, the day she was a luncheon guest for Lady Bird Johnson, and President Johnson stuck his head in the door to welcome the ladies, and Eartha Kitt stood up and screamed, "Murderer! Murderer!" For which she was escorted out of the White House by the security people, and she claimed that she could not work for many years because every nightclub that hired her was audited by Internal Revenue. But this song is typical of the naughty Eartha Kitt, that she wants a Cadillac car, a lot on or off 6th Avenue, a diamond ring, and she states that Santa, that she's been a good girl all year long, and she wants to show how much she believes in him. So Santa Baby is the song of the season for me, and with memories of the wonderful, wild woman known as Eartha Kitt, a memorable character. Bye.